Hello, welcome to today's show. This is going to be a very special session of franchise wisdom where we interview expert franchisees that have done it, been there, and have been successful at it. And so today we have a very special guest. His name is William Juarbe, and he was a franchisee, a multi-unit franchisee for Pearle Vision. So he has a long story and a lot of really great tips for you to learn how you can achieve the dream that he has accomplished. So let's go ahead and get started.
Good morning, Aisha. I'm here in New Caledonia. It is 3 o'clock in the morning. So
Wow, 3 o'clock in the morning. Welcome, William. I am so happy that you were able to make this happen. I didn't realize it was that much of a time difference. So where are
yes,
you? You're in Caledonia. Where are you? I see that you are, obviously it's dark. Where exactly are you? Are you in a hotel? Are you in a house? Where are you?
no, I'm here in my catamaran in an island in front of the Bay of New Caledonia. We are heading to Australia in a couple of weeks. Australia is about 700 miles from here, and we have been crossing and sailing since last year. We started in La Rochelle, France, on the East Coast. We did the Mediterranean Sea, then we crossed the Atlantic, and this year we crossed the Pacific, stopping, in Galapagos, Marquesas, Tahiti, Bora Bora, all those places, Tuamotus Islands. It's have been an incredible adventure, this journey. Very, 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 very nice.
Wow. Can you imagine? For those of you that are listening to that, that is what's possible in franchising. And William
Yes.
clearly is an example of what that can be. That's amazing. And what made you decide to buy a catamaran and travel the world? What made you decide to do that?
I start planning this retirement maybe 5 year before my retirement. So it's traveling is my blood. We love to travel, me and my wife, and then I decided that having a catamaran it's an amazing opportunity to visit these unique places around the world and give us the time to spend with local peoples, meet other fellows that have other sailors that have sailboats, and there are many, many around the world from all part of the world. And it's been an incredible journey. We have a lot of experiences, good ones, all of them, volcanoes, small villages in Fiji, Tonga, Vanuatu. It's been really amazing.
Wow, that is amazing. And when you started in franchising, like in your first job, do you ever imagine that you would be where you are now?
No, no. No, I started. Let me tell you something about me. Let me start when I'm
Yes,
William
please.
Juarbe.
Yeah, I got so amazed about the life you have now. Please do introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who William Juarbe is and what brand you were able to develop and be able to then get the success and be where you are right now. Tell us a little about your history. Let's go back to the beginning.
I'm William Juarbe. I'm retired who spent 40 rewarding years as owner of Pearle Vision franchise business. After a successful career in the world of eye care, I embarked on the new journey in retirement, sailing around the world. Exploring the beauty of our planet ocean, I'm enjoying the freedom and adventure that retirement has to offer, while carrying with me a wealth of experience and memories from entrepreneurial years.
Yes. Now, and where are you originally from?
Puerto Rico.
You're from Puerto Rico. Okay. So tell me, why did you get into franchising? Like, why franchising and how did you get into that?
Well, I started in the franchise business while I was working with Pearle Vision in 1982, when the company began as converting corporate stores and selling them for the first time in Puerto Rico as franchise stores. At that moment, this represents an opportunity to have and manage my own business, allowing me to also be part of the biggest optical chain in the U.S. and Puerto Rico. Looking back, when you are 22-year-old, this look a fantastic accomplishment. I did not have any previous experience or degree in business, but I was young and eager to move on.
Mm. So what happened was that Pearle opened their corporate store or stores in Puerto Rico, and you work for them, right? What was your
I
job at
used
that point?
I was I was having a training to be a manager of one of the stores.
So what was your very first job?
Uh, During my training, I had the opportunity to be in laboratory, warehousing, and when they opened the window to start converting the store into franchise, I was working as a manager training on the retail floor.
Wow, so you were manager in training in the retail floor, and then they said, "Hey, we're gonna make this into a franchise," and you said, "Wow, that's a great opportunity to have your own." But where did you get the money to acquire the franchise?
It's That's an excellent question. I talked to my father. I say, listen, I need that you gave me your sign to go to. We need to go to the bank right away, and please help me with this loan that I am interested in getting this business and develop my career here.
And so your dad gave you the money then to get started.
No, they give me the and that's how do you say when they sign?
Oh, he signed for you. So he was like a signature of the loan.
Yeah, he guaranteed this
He
loan.
guaranteed the loan. Wow, and he was there and he trusted in you and believed in you enough to do that. Have you been to college before that? Did you get a college degree at all?
I started college and I have about 2 years of college. I didn't finish college, so when I started my business, I went back to the college and I finished my bachelor degree in administration, and then I got a degree in optician also.
A degree in what?
In optician degree.
Optician. Oh, okay. Wow. That's amazing. So why did you, I know that you had the opportunity to acquire Pearle Vision, right? But like, why did you believe that that was the right brand for you? Like, why do you think that you wanted to get that loan and buy the franchise? Why did you thought the business was a good business? What did you know about it?
I don't know much. As I mentioned you, I was 22-year old, so maybe that was not knowing was good because if I during this day that you have so much information, you analyze so many things. Maybe I didn't make the decision that I made before. So it was an incredible journey. To be more specific, this is we went to they offer us a store in a shopping center, and we went there one day to verify the sales and see the store. And then, okay, we saw the store, we walk around the store because we didn't know much about business. That's the only thing that we did at that moment. I'm talking about 1983.
Wow.
So we get back, we get the money from the bank, we signed the franchise agreement. I start working in the store, and you know what? The shopping center was in chapter 11 or 7, whatever,
Oh
was
no. Oh no. And you did not know that because you didn't do your
didn't
due
know
diligence.
that. But because I didn't know the impact of that, I start on the business working really hard. I doubled the sales in maybe 2, 3, 4 months. I figured out that the problem in the store was the service. So that was something that I learned since the beginning. So I was always, focused on the service in the business. I start delivering the eyeglasses faster than ever, doing a great services, and my sales just jumped, doubled in the first year, and then triple second, third year. Uh,
Wow. So okay, so
and
what was the impact of the shopping center being in chapter 11, like, going bankrupt? What was the how did it affect your business?
two, well, we was lucky that the store was located. It is located, still open. It is located in front of the shopping center. So we had always a traffic that visit our stores. And after maybe 1 year, the mall went out of the bankruptcy court, and we have full mall open. So works very well.
Okay, all right. Wow, that's an amazing start. You definitely learned a lot of things. So think of your career as a franchisee. What would you say was the best part about being a franchisee? What was the best part about being a franchisee?
I would say it provides you to learn the business development through training and historical insights, fostering knowledge sharing among peers, managing employee, and servicing as a mentor. Achieving goals is highly rewarding, while also gaining exposure to the culture and large enterprise. This experience offers personal and professional growth, serving as a valuable education platform for franchise expansion or independent entrepreneurship.
Mm. Can you tell me a story of you being a franchisee? Tell me a story about something that happened with, I don't know, your employees or your stores. Tell me something that happened to you that really meant a lot during your franchisee career. Can you think of something that maybe a store
During,
opening or people that you developed? Like, tell me something like a story about that.
oh, we serve as a mentor of many people. We have optician student working with us that became optometrists later. We motivate and we gave the space for a lot of people that used to work for us to become opticians. We encourage them to study and keep a career on our business. We still have people in the company that have been working for us since maybe 1986. We have people that have a long career in our business. So that's a very rewarding for me.
Mm-hmm. Can you think of one particular person that you're really maybe proud of or happy or what they were able to accomplish because of you and your company?
There was maybe 1,000 in 40 years, and I'm so happy for a lot of them, a lot of them. Uh,
Mm.
I This is very so maybe we have one. Many years ago, I had a friend of my wife, and she's a lady, to start working with us, and she have this condition on his cornea that doesn't look well. She need a very strong prescription at that moment, and she was almost blind. Working in an optical store. When sometime when we arrive at the store, uh, sometime we arrive at the store, she asking me, "How can I help you?" Uh, but we encouraged her to have a surgery and get a cornea transplant, and that's what happened. That was really kind also. And at the end, I presented to a friend of mine. They get married, and she started working for us.
Oh, really? Wow. So not only did you help her with eyesight, find her a husband, and then work for you too. Wow.
Yes.
That's amazing. It's amazing how much impact you can do on people when you are an entrepreneur and a business owner, isn't it?
It's just amazing. Looking back, it's the impact that you do on this kind of service is amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. So so you started with one store, then how did you grow? Like how many stores did you open more stores? Did you buy the others? Like how did you grew and how many stores do you end up having the most out of?
Well, in my during my career, we start with one optical store, then we continue adding store. At the beginning, it was a little bit slow because the company was not able to sell more store or convert more store into franchise stores. And then the policy changed maybe after 15, 20 years, and then we start acquiring more store, and we went from one store to 13 stores. And we was at one moment we was the biggest franchisee in the optical business in provision. Then later we have other people that have more stores in the U.S.
Wow. So the maximum number of stores you had was 13.
13.
And so, okay, so you had 13 stores, and from your work on 13 stores, you were able to retire still young and buy a catamaran and sail the world with 13 stores.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing? That's like the
It's
American
amazing.
dream. That's like the American dream right there.
Yes. It's a blessing.
So we talked about all the best things about being a franchisee. Now tell me a little bit about what are the worst things about being a franchisee. What are the bad things that, that maybe you experienced, as a franchisee in your journey?
Well, being a franchisee is not having a personal relationship. It is a business relationship. It can be challenging to get in and out of it. Make sure that you are committed. Everything is about numbers. It is a simple equation. They want you to grow, and the franchise need you. If you're doing well, you are in the eyes of everyone. Expectation about being a legend can be frustrating. And there is no perfect system. Focus on your performance, maintain a master plan, and divide it into small targets. And focus on those targets. During the franchise, during your franchise journey, likely like me or any most of the franchise owner on which you stay for years, there will be they will often come across many general managers, CFOs, CMOs, and some will do great and some will not. It does not matter. If you focus on your master plan, everything will align. Even with strong brand, persistent remain essential. This is just the beginning. Focus on your target, no matter what happened in your franchise system. With the same love they sold your franchise, they will come after you if your number does not behave accordingly.
Yeah. So what you're saying, bottom line, is that the bad thing about being a franchisee or in the franchise is that when it comes to your franchisor, you are sometimes a number, right? You're successful, you do well, and but if you don't do well, then now that's not good. And so you do have the stress of that performance. But I love how you say about, stay consistent, have your master plan, because if you have a plan and you execute and focus little bit by little bit, you will be able to get there. And that is so true. And some people will work out, right? Some people do great job for you as an employee, and some people are not. And so not take that failure, to heart, right? So can you share an example of a failure that you have, or maybe an employee that you thought would be great, and without names, but that it didn't work out? Can you tell us a little bit, a specific story of something that happened that you had to overcome?
Yes, and there's one situation that we had a couple employees working for us, and this is very sad because this is one of the employees that we help them to become to study. When he started working with us, he doesn't have any college degree, any degree at all. So we gave the time and the space to study and have a degree in optician, and suddenly uh, he also he how to say, he talked to other employees. He was not happy at all with the company. So he have this idea to one day resign, but also talk to a bunch of other employees to resign at the same time and leave the store empty. But I always treat everyone well, and that doesn't work for him. He was not able to do it. He ends working for the we promoted. He ends working for the for a competitor.
Wow. So he just decided to leave, and and take the team with him. That is really
Yes.
heartbreaking, when that happens. And it happens a lot, William, and well, not really a lot, but it happens often enough that it really is heartbreaking, especially when you were doing all that to support him on his education. Yeah. So I am sure that probably was, very sad for you. Yeah. So let's move on. Let's talk about the lessons that you learned, because I mean, how many years were you in franchising?
40 years.
40 years in franchising. That is a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom.
That's a
So
lot.
yes. So imagine there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be listening to the and watching this show and listening to the show, that are going to wonder how, what are the tips? What are the best practices? What are the things that we can do so that we can be as successful as William, has been, and buy ourselves a catamaran and travel the world? So what are the lessons that you would share with everybody here, audience, on what are those lessons? So go ahead and share those lessons.
Well, there are many, and each one has its time in the past and in the present. After 40 years, I would say that growing and perseverance is fundamental in the franchise business. Everything starts to turn around with multiple when you can control your expenses in a such way that it's allow you to grow your cash flow and you can become a multi-owner store operator. When that happens, you realize that exponential growth, you realize the exponential growth when you get a second and keep adding. These days, quantity matters while maintaining quality. Remember always to control your expenses. It is crucial. Perseverance, keep your focus, and don't wait for anyone. I remember when I started using computers with limited knowledge. It happened also with many software in the area of the business. You have two options: wait for someone to teach you or learn. I choose not to wait for no one. I learned as much as I could to be able to manage any situation without delays. As faster you move, more time you will gain later. This is one of the primary objectives when you are in a leadership role.
Yes, definitely. So tell me about, cost controls. You said that that was obviously crucial because, just having sales alone does not make you profit. So when it comes to profitability, you have to control your cost. One of the things that we say at the academy is that when you acquire the rights to duplicate a brand, what you're acquiring is the brand, the product, the service, processes, the image, and some of the marketing support and materials, which then gives you revenue, right? That what it does is that then people come to that store and are willing to give you money in exchange for that product or service. But that does not mean profit, right? You to be able to get profit, you have to control your costs. So can you tell me a couple of things that you and your team used to do to control labor, for example? Like what would you do? Like how would you control labor? How do you manage labor cost?
Well, we manage labor costs by analyzing the type of service that the store requires. We analyze that you don't want to be in a position that you have it doesn't have enough employees to do the service on your stores. And this I saw this in many business. They start having lower sales and suddenly they start cutting the expenses in the employees. So what happened? It's for me, it's like a change, because you don't have the employee to serve your customers, and when the customer get there, this customer is going to be angry because there is not enough employees. They're not this. These people doesn't come back. This is the experience that they had, and this is all about experience. You need to provide a really nice experience, the best experience possible. So people enjoy the visit on your stores, and they are willing to come back and also go back to their houses or works and say, "Oh, I went to this store, and then they provide me a great services. If you need some eyeglasses or the product you sell, this is the place that you need to go." So it's important that balance. It's very important. Make sure that you have the correct amount of employees so you serve. And if at the beginning, sometime you don't have the money, you need to find out some financing, make sure that you provide services. It's very important for you to grow your business.
Mm-hmm. So then how do you make sure that you had enough profit? Like what kind of things would you do, William, with your team to ensure that your leaders were controlling the cost so that you have profits? Like what kind of things would you do?
You need to analyze all the purchases that you do, and also keep an eye of, you have a purchase agent, you need to keep an eye of what is someone is purchased, because sometimes, remember, if you gave this job of buying for your company, it's more easy for someone that is not responsible for the payment to buy more. So it's important to manage purchases. Also, you don't sometimes you don't control the sales price. The sales price is established in the market. So you cannot, you cannot for example, a product for $1,000 because this is not real. So the market establishes the price. So you need to deal with the cost and the expenses. That will make sure that you make enough profit and grow your cash flow.
Growing your cash flow, so important for sure. So how would you manage that with your team? Like, would you have weekly meetings? Did you share, some sort of dashboard or reports with your team? Like, how do you talk about the business with them so that they would help you control the expenses?
But communication is essential in any business. It's important to communicate with your manager team, your staff, and they communicate with the people that do the retail service. They need to know what is happening in the store. It's not that they need to know how much money you're making, but they need to know, if you're doing, if as a team, we're doing good. It's important to have, we try to have meeting, every 2-3 months with all the staff, and we also encourage them to discuss whatever we discuss on our meeting with their staff, so people are engaged in the business. And you treat the people well, and they will also respond really well. They will feel like, this is the place that they want to work. This is the place that I want to make a career. And they will start caring a lot when you treat people well in the business.
So important. You're right, because at the end of the day, you cannot do anything without your people, right? You need your people to be able to do what you've done, especially when you become a multi-unit franchisee, right? Why did you decided, let me go back a little bit about why did you decide to go from one unit to multiple units? Why, you had one store, you were doing well, you double your sales, you triple your sales, why did you decide to get another store? Like what made you decide that?
I want to grow. I want to be big. That's I want to be bigger and bigger. In terms of everything, not in quantity of stores. So what I would like to, also, I feel that I can manage more store, more people, because you have more store, you need to manage more people. And then I was really young. That was a good challenging for us, for me and my wife, and also my team was willing to work with us, adding more stores. And when the opportunity knock your door, it's important to make the right decision, because especially in the franchise business, if you don't take that opportunity, someone is going to take it. So it's something that can change your future.
I see that. So you always thought that you wanted to grow and be big, not just, for the sense of it, but to be able to then, lead more people, have more units, and just do more. I guess once you have one, you eventually got bored, and having more units made it more exciting, right?
Yes, and when you realize that it's sometimes it's not as complicated as you think, because you already have if you have the infrastructure, the infrastructures, you have your office, you have your staff. Adding more stores sometimes is easy, because if you have everything well set up, it's going to be easy. It's going to be a matter of, adding more staff so you can manage more people. And then you repeat the same thing again with the second, third, fourth, fifth, you know, until you get 13 stores, or
Right.
even
So,
more
but it,
stores.
right. But it all starts with having the setup and the processes and procedures in place. Once you have that, growing is easy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You need to have everything set up. You need to have good manual, good process. You need to do training. As much training as you do, it's going to be a lot better for you and your staff, and you're going to see it you're going to see it on your numbers at the end of the years. The training is crucial. It's crucial that people are very well trained.
And how do you do training? Because obviously being in Puerto Rico, being away from everything, like would you create trainings? How do you train your people? Do you use only the franchisor materials, or do you come up with your own materials to do training?
No, I become with my own materials, and at that moment, everything was in English. Now the company has some information in Spanish, still limited. Would be nice to have more, but we create our own materials.
You see that it was that important that you created your own materials, and that was part of the reason of your success. Yeah, that's great. So we talked about, obviously, training was part of your success. What other things do you think that you did that make you successful? Because I'm sure there were other Pearle franchisees that were not successful. What was the difference between them and you? Like, why were you successful? Why were you able to grow and succeed and have a catamaran now? Like, what were the things that you specifically did to make that happen?
I think that, well, I'm sure I was not spending. Was not a big spending guy. I didn't spend what I don't make, and I saw in my career many franchise owners that suddenly they think that they have a business, and they went to a dealer, get a Mercedes Benz. And when we went to a meeting, and I was in my own accord. I'm talking about many years ago. So I saw these people, with Mercedes Benz. Say, did I doing something wrong here? Because when you have a business, that doesn't mean that you have the key to spend whatever you want to spend. You need to control your expenses, because otherwise you're not going to be you're not going to be able to make you're not going to be able to make a good cash flow, and you're going to be able to have the money to expand your business. And because you are in a franchise business, when you need to do reporting, and the franchisor will know if you are the right candidate to grow or not.
Oh, that's a great point, because if you're spending more than you're supposed to, and they see it, and you don't have the capital, then the franchisor could actually have you not grow. That's a great point. And you're right. And anything you want to add?
No, that's it.
Okay. Wonderful. So there are going to be some people that are thinking about becoming a franchisee that are going to be watching, and hearing this show. What would you tell to those people that are thinking they're scared, they're worried about, they want to be a franchisee, or they want to be an entrepreneur, they're thinking franchising might be the way, but they're not really sure, what would you tell those people, or those people that, either thinking about it or had just started and, and are afraid to grow? What would you tell them about what's possible? Like, what would you share with them?
Well, time is limited, and today we have an incredible access to so much information, and information is opportunity. Every minute, every second represent an opportunity. Do not wait for anyone. Access the information that you need and start learning. Focus and maintaining it's crucial to track your goals. Focus and maintaining it is crucial to track your goals. I observe so many people these days distracted and out of focus. This could disrupt your plan. Again, focus on what is really important for you so you can accomplish your objective.
Great. And tell me, now that you're retired, when you make your plan for retirement, what happened to your stores? Do you still own them and somebody's running them? Did somebody in your family take them over? What happened to your stores?
I sold the business. I sold the stores. and I have the buyers really happy with the purchase. They're still running in Puerto Rico. The company is still growing. That's very rewarding for me because after 40 years, this is what you want also. You want that, your legacy keep going. Keep going. This is so rewarding. I'm here on the other side of the world, but I feel so good. Realize that after 40 years, you still have a legacy that is going on and going to continue. It's a wonderful feeling.
For a long, long time, William. You're right. That is fantastic. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with me. And I know that it's late night over there, so we can't really see what it looks like where you are. But I really appreciate it, being 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning at this point. Thank you for joining us on this show of Franchise Wisdom and sharing all the best practices and information that you have. And I am so glad to see someone like you, William, that has been able to, after 40 years of hard work, being able to realize your dream, enjoy your life, and leave that legacy behind. Anything that you want to say to close today's show?
Thank you very much for your interview. My voice wishes to all of you, and I'm here to help. Whatever you need, just let me know. This is going to be a great sunrise here.
Wonderful. Thank you, William. And for everybody that was here with us today, thank you for being with us in the show. And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye-bye.